When it comes to comparing ridiculously powerful characters, Goku and Superman are always at the center of the discussion. They are two icons who, in different ways, represent hope, overcoming challenges, and heroism in their respective worlds. Despite the Dragon Ball creators' disagreement, the long-lasting comparison between the two is often made superficially or without much criteria. After all, which version of each character are we analyzing? In Superman's case, this is even more important, because there are several versions of the hero in comics, animations, and movies, each with completely different power levels. As for Goku, although he has fewer variations, there are also significant differences between the anime and manga versions, not to mention the absurd versions like the one from Dragon Ball Heroes, which far surpasses any other canonical version. That's why here we're going to focus on a specific comparison, probably the one you really want to see. Goku from the current Dragon Ball Super phase, combining feats from the anime, especially the Tournament of Power and Battle of Gods, with those from the manga, the canonical Goku. And on the other side, the post-crisis Superman, without the famous boosts or overpowered versions like Superman Prime 1 million. Today, we'll finally settle this decades-long debate. If you're ready for an honest, well-reasoned analysis without fanboyism from either side, please like this video, as it takes a lot of work to make. And if you're on your phone, hit the high par button so we can reach as many people as possible. Many believed Dragon Ball Super would be a lighthearted sequel without significant alterations when it began. But everything went downhill as soon as a character showed up, Beerus, the god of destruction of Universe 7. In just a few minutes on screen, he showed that the entire power scale we knew was completely outdated. Until then, Goku was seen as one of the strongest beings in existence. He had defeated villains like Frieza, Cell, and Majin Buu, who threatened the galaxy or universe with their plans. But when he tries to face Beerus using Super Saiyajin 3, the result is humiliating. God knocks him out with a single touch, as if dealing with a tantrum-throwing child. That's not an exaggeration. Vegeta himself, always arrogant, panics just by sensing Beerus's presence. Goku, recognizing the immense threat, agrees to participate in an ancient Saiyajin ritual where other warriors transfer their energy to him. The introduction of the Super Saiyajin God marks a turning point for the power scale in Dragon Ball. A completely new form, with a red aura and a divine energy that even impresses the gods. In this form, Goku is nearly able to fight on equal footing with Beerus, but not quite. But the most important thing is what happens during this fight. The two start exchanging blows so powerful that Universe 7 itself begins to react, with shockwaves destroying the fabric of the universe and breaking everything in their path. Waves of energy spread out, planets trembled, and the very cosmic balance collapsed. Now let's think calmly. Universe 7 isn't just a space full of planets. It's made up of multiple realities, the world of the living, the world of the dead, the interdimensional void, the Kaiotians, the gods. I've already covered this in my video, Understand the Hierarchy of Dragon Ball, which explains the workings of the Dragon Ball universe and its divine hierarchy. If you're just now discovering the channel, it's worth checking out that video. All of this formed the set called Macrosimo, and the blows from Goku and Beerus were shaking all of it just from the impact of their exchanges. Some try to minimize this achievement, attributing it to Beerus's power, but the narrator clarifies it was the combined strength of both fighters and the clash of their fists. Goku had already surpassed all previous scales, which was evident. If you consider the official guides that stated the Dragon Ball universe is infinite, this would put Goku at this point at a multiversal level, as already discussed in other videos, even if just at the initial stage, maybe a lower multiversal level. But if you want to ignore those guides, the fact that he was affecting the entire universe already puts him at least at a full universal level. In other words, the Goku who appeared in Super was already light years ahead of what we saw at the end of Z, and there's more. After the fight, Goku returns to his base form and discovers he absorbed the god's energy within himself. This means that his physical body now stores the power of a god, and that any future transformation, whether it's the regular Super Saiyajin or Blue, starts from this new power baseline, because the Super Saiyajin god was absorbed by Goku in his base form. In other words, post-ritual base Goku is stronger than the god Goku from the beginning of the fight, and the manga confirms this absorption, and each new transformation only amplifies this divine power. It wouldn't make sense for him to transform into Super Saiyajin 1, 2, or 3 if his base form was already stronger, right? That was just the beginning of the leap, but if you thought that was all, just wait until you see Goku in the Tournament of Power. After the God Saga, the Dragon Ball universe would never be the same again. But the real game changer comes in the so-called Tournament of Power, a kind of cosmic roulette where universes are pitted against each other in a cruel survival game where the loser disappears completely, all in a battle royale format. No coming back, no redemption, it's win or be erased. By the way, there's also a video here on the channel, which is actually very underrated and not many people have seen it, that covers the entire Tournament of Power from the manga, narrated and turned into a video. If you've never seen that version, it's definitely worth watching and doesn't take long. That's where Jiren appears, a warrior who seems less like a living being and more like a force of nature. Absurd. From the start, he doesn't talk much. He just observes, impassive, as if he's bored with everyone's power around him. But even the gods talk about him with respect, or rather with caution. Which rarely gets surprised, but he warns that Jiren has surpassed even the Hakaishin of his universe, which was confirmed in the Tournament of Power, both in the anime and in the manga. And Goku? Well, Goku does what he always does. He goes for it. He tests, provokes, goes Super Saiyajin, useless. Blue, ignored. Blue with Kaioken multiplied by 20, nothing. It's as if Goku is hitting a wall made of pure vacuum, where his blows meet no resistance because they're not even worthy of a reaction. At a certain point, he gathers energy from his entire universe and uses his oldest move, the Spirit Bomb, just like he did against Kid Buu, and Jiren just stands there, faces the attack, and sends the impact back as if he were tossing a beach ball. Goku then deals with his own Spirit Bomb, and it's in this near-death moment that Goku crosses an invisible boundary. When he's swallowed by his own Spirit Bomb, his body reaches a state of total emergency, a limit where the mind no longer commands. Then something different emerges, Ultra Instinct. This video will break a record for self-promotion, a hat trick. Don't miss my video about the day Goku broke the internet, covering the Goku vs. Jiren fight. It's one of my best videos, blowing up both on my channel and on TikTok, where people stole it and got 250,000 likes without doing anything. Congrats, your reward awaits. But I'm not referring to the instinct we use to flee from fear. It's something different, refined. Goku is now calmer, more fluid, and unpredictable. His body acts on its own, responding to the world without needing to think. The first time he activates this, it's chaotic. Though he doesn't grasp the situation, he feels it, and for a moment, he makes Jiren take him seriously. Later, facing Kefla, the uncontrolled fusion of the Saiyajins from Universe 6, Goku enters this state again. This time, he starts to understand the game's rules. He slips through the energy beams, spins in the air like a bird among thunder, and finishes the fight with a Kamehameha fired just inches from his opponent's face. A sharp, clean, and surgical blow, but what comes next is the most interesting part. In the final stretch of the tournament, Goku reaches complete Ultra Instinct, also called by many Mastered Ultra Instinct. This time, there is only precision, without hesitation, anger, or noise. He not only matches Jiren like in the anime, but even surpasses him. Even when Jiren loses control and explodes in desperation, Goku remains unfazed, dodging with his eyes closed, controlling the battle like a conductor before the cosmic orchestra. Jiren tries everything. He attacks with his most destructive move, the same one that would have wiped out any other opponent, but Goku stops it with one hand. But then, the price shows up. His body collapses, unable to withstand that level of divinity. He doesn't lose because of weakness. He loses because it was too soon, because his body wasn't ready for that yet. In the end, he needs the help of Frieza and 17, but the message was clear. The Goku who left that tournament wasn't the same as the one who entered, and the craziest part is, he was still far from reaching his peak. After the Tournament of Power, it seems like Goku has reached his limit. But Dragon Ball has no limit. Goku never settles. A new arc arrives, Granolah, the Survivor. Granolah is more than a generic villain. He has a past, pain, and motivation. His race was massacred by the Saiyajins under Frieza's command. Now he wants justice or revenge. He discovers the Dragon Balls of planet Shiryaru, an alternative set of Dragon Balls with a peculiarity. They grant powerful wishes, but they come at a price. Granolah makes his wish, wants to become the strongest mortal in the universe, and succeeds. In exchange, he gives up a large part of his life expectancy, leaving him with only 3 years left. But he doesn't want to live long, he wants to win. He seeks to defeat Frieza and the Saiyajins who conquered his planet 40 years ago. There's a video about this on the channel. Goku faces him first, and for the first time, we see the protagonist experiencing something new. Using Ultra Instinct in other forms, as I had theorized, made me very happy when it happened. Imagine how beautiful Ultra Instinct will look with Super Saiyajin God animated. I'm really looking forward to it. There's also with Super Saiyajin Blue, and that showed that Goku was trying to incorporate divine power in a more natural way, as if it were part of himself, not just a mode for extreme moments. But Granolah is a different opponent. He doesn't rely only on brute strength, he fights like a surgeon. He's clinical, able to see the weak points, feel the opponent's body vibrations, and hit exactly the vital spots thanks to his Shiryuruden Eye. As if Sanoo wasn't enough, now we've got Dojutsu in Dragon Ball. Even with complete Ultra Instinct, Goku starts to lose control of it. His movements lose precision as the fight goes on, because it's a form that consumes a lot of energy. Then comes the shock. The Granolah who was fighting Goku was just a clone with half the power. When the real Granolah appears, Vegeta steps in. The tables turned as Vegeta, the prince of the Saiyajins, immediately pursued chaos while Goku sought balance. He trained with Beerus, learning Ultra Ego, a combat philosophy where he grows stronger the more damage he takes. An aggressive, proud, and brutal form that fits perfectly with Vegeta's style, which in my opinion was a great move by the creators, for not just repeating the same transformations for all the characters. While Goku tried to dodge and neutralize, Vegeta embraced the impact. He takes hits and smiles. Each blow Vegeta takes fuels his next power burst, briefly surpassing Goku. Granular hesitates, and for the first time, in Vegeta's eyes, he doesn't see a threat, but something primal, terrifying. But like all intense power, there's a cost. Vegeta wears himself out, and it's in this interval that Goku reappears, more centered and calmer. He starts to meditate in the middle of the battle, not to escape the fight, but to understand what was missing. It's at this moment that a new concept is born, the true Ultra Instinct, or Shin Megateno Go-Kuu. Unlike Ultra Instinct, which preaches emptying the mind and detachment from emotions, the true instinct is the opposite. It embraces who Goku really is, not trying to copy an angel. He's a Saiyajin driven by emotions, memories, and even anger. A warrior who fights for his friends and carries memories of the father he never knew. This fusion between divine technique and Saiyajin essence creates a new level for Goku. However, as with all Dragon Ball battles, the stakes escalate when Gas, a new warrior, appears and wishes to become the strongest. The universe unveils another monster, Gas, brother of the Heaters, escalating the situation further. Silent, obedient. He doesn't fight out of hatred or for justice. He fights on orders, a warrior shaped by another's wish. With a rushed wish on the Dragon Balls, Gas becomes the strongest being in the universe, stronger than Goku, stronger than Vegeta, stronger than Granular, but he remains a puppet, the strongest, but not free. Goku tries to face Gas head-on and fails. He teleports, dragging the villain across planets like a cosmic chess game, buying time, barely hanging on. Meanwhile, Monaido, the Namekian from planet Shiryaru, heals the warriors. When Goku returns for the first time, he fights together with Vegeta in their new divine forms. One is pure technique, the other brutality, but something doesn't feel right for Goku. He realizes he's not meant to fight in peace. His power stems from emotion and wild instinct, as it always has. He enjoys the battle, reminiscent of Bardock. To understand, watch my video later. Goku's father's memory reconnects him with his roots, birthing a new form. Goku achieves true Ultra Instinct, fighting with focus, aggression, and precision, forcing Gas to retreat for the first time. Gas evolves further, becoming a freak, and Goku responds in an unimaginable way. He projects a colossal key avatar to trap Gas, but the calm doesn't last long. From the shadows emerges Black Frieza, who didn't wish for power through the Dragon Balls but conquered it. 10 years of training condensed into 4 months in the void of hyperspace. He doesn't show up bragging or threatening, he just appears and takes everyone out. The universe's most powerful Gas is killed with a single effortless blow. Goku and Vegeta try to fight back, but Frieza just watches as if they were ants. He knocks them out easily, even praises them, but makes it clear that the top now has an owner. This is the new standard of the universe for now. And if Goku is a symbol of overcoming, Superman is the symbol of domesticated impossibility itself. He was born as an idea, a man capable of anything yet choosing to be human. Reminiscent of Gohan, isn't it? Over the decades, this concept was shaped, rebuilt, tested, and in its post-crisis phase, which came to organize everything much better, it may have reached its most complex form. This version of Superman is no longer as naive as in the 30s, nor the golden messiah of the future. He is a battle-tested warrior, a symbol of hope who has also experienced downfall, and in terms of power, he simply breaks the scale. Let's get to the feats. He has already faced Darkseid with the power of the Soul Fire, a version of the villain fueled by thousands of souls of the new gods. In this fight, Superman not only survives contact with a metaphysical energy, but also punches through Darkseid's chest, making the Titan retreat. But that's just the beginning. At another moment, he faces Infinite Man, an entity powered by the very source, the creative essence of the Detective Comics multiverse. And even though the victory wasn't complete, the simple fact that he could withstand a fight with a being directly linked to the creator of everything already puts him on a cosmic level. The source, just to be clear, is more powerful than the anti-life equation, which in turn has already threatened the existence of the entire multiverse. Now, do you want to talk about the destruction of space-time? Superman has already had enough impact in a fight to shatter the timeline, break the structure of the universe itself, and rewrite parallel realities. And that's not a metaphor. He literally cracked the fabric of continuity with brute force. When we talk about that feat of Majin Buu destroying parallel realities, imagine what it would be like to rewrite parallel realities. Yes, he has time traveled with a single punch. Perhaps this is where Saitama drew his inspiration from. Post-crisis Superman is not just a strong character, he's a walking paradox, a being with cosmic abilities who refuses to give up the moral dilemmas of a Kansas farmer. That makes his feats even more absurd because he's usually holding back. One of the most surreal moments in his chronology is when he faces death itself, an entity that not only manipulates reality, but also has unlimited power of destruction. Superman, the defeat. And it's not because she was distracted or had some weakness exploited. He simply defeats her, with strength, with courage, and with a level of resilience that would make even the angels from Dragon Ball have trouble understanding what was happening. On another occasion, he enters a black hole the size of the universe and withstands total destruction, coming out of there with the same calm as someone who just faced a storm. While Goku reaches his limits and needs transformations to overcome crises, Superman often doesn't even need to use all his potential. He's just the strongest. And if you think all of this is just editorial exaggeration, wait until you see what he does with the source of creation. Yes, he breaks the source wall, a cosmic structure created to eternally imprison the mother of the multiverse. It's as if he broke the limit of the source code of reality. A punch from Superman in this context opens the way beyond existence. He does it because he wanted to, thought it was right, and felt someone had to. All of this isn't a buffed version, nor a god mode, nor a temporary power-up. This is the normal for Superman post-crisis. Despite that, he rarely fights to win, usually just to protect himself. Trying to limit Superman to an equation of strength and speed is like trying to fit the ocean into a bucket. No matter how much you want to measure him, he'll always slip through the edges. This post-crisis Superman is not merely a character, but a walking idea with fists. While Goku flies faster than light, Superman runs ahead of time. He doesn't travel with machines, he bends time with his own movement. He has been seen floating so fast that the universe around him turned into a blur. He's already broken time barriers, jumped from the present to the Big Bang, passed through collapsing futures, and came back. All that without needing to ask permission from space-time, and it doesn't stop there. He has already competed with Detective Comics' speedsters, people who literally run between dimensions and alter reality with the impact of their steps, and even without being a natural speedster, Superman keeps up with them. He doesn't need to win the race, he always gets where he needs to be. But maybe the most absurd thing isn't what he can do, but what he chooses not to do. While Goku needs to enter a trance to activate a divine form, Superman has to remind himself every day not to use his full strength by pure reflex. He holds back all the time. When he knocks down a building to save someone, know that he could have wiped out the planet. He's the only being who can operate with gentleness in a world made of cardboard, compared to his strength. Post-crisis Superman has feats that put him on a shelf where few stories dare to reach. He has already faced death with a capital D, broken metaphysical walls, withstood black holes with a universal appetite, all without asking for a new mode, without needing to change his hair, without shouting, and that's exactly why putting Goku against him is a flawed comparison from the start. Not because Goku is weak, but because he's not playing the same game. Goku, a player who trains, loses, and overcomes, contrasts with Superman, who is like the entire game map. Goku represents mortal effort in its purest form. Superman represents what happens when a force beyond the possible decides to have a heart. One is a journey, and the other is a myth. That's why, for those who said I only brought weak characters here to fight Goku, you finally got your first win. In this case, Superman wins convincingly, without needing to resort to Superman Prime 1 million. Leave a like on the video and don't forget to subscribe, because I have a series comparing characters and many other really interesting videos here on the channel, both about Dragon Ball and other anime. And now I'm also including movies and series. The channel is getting better and better, and with your support, I can go much further. Who knows, maybe reach 1 million subscribers. But for now, we're at 400,000. So leave a like down below, it's really important. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for your support. I'll stop here. See you.